system, was signed as a free agent by the Washington Nationals, and now here he is wreaking havoc on the Yard Goats for the Harrisburg Senators.
Yard Goats send out to the hill. McCade Brown, tall right-hander, looking to lock down his 4th victory of the season.
3-2 record of 4.01 earned run average. Look at that strikeout to innings pitched ratio. He averages better than a strikeout per inning. Has to get over some first inning troubles. If he can do that, then he'll be in good shape. And that defense for the Yard Goats, well, it's the best in the Eastern League. They enter with a fielding percentage of .983. They've also committed the fewest errors at 62. And last night's game was an errorless game for both teams.
Elmer Brown will work with Bryant Betancourt, who's got the gear on. He will catch today's game and take a look at the umpires. It's Daniel, by the way, behind the plate, calling balls and strikes. Shen Sullivan is at first base, and Paul Romer had the plate last night. Will go to third base for tonight. Now, a little bit of a delay. Rain has moved on, and appreciate your patience sticking with us tonight here on NESN Plus to bring you Yard Goats baseball, the Goats and the Harrisburg Senators. Now, leading things off, it is Seaver King. Shortstop comes in with a .223 batting average, 8 doubles, 2 homers, and 14 runs batted in. Big bat missing for Harrisburg today, and that's one of the top hitters in the league, Philip Glasser. Dan, he gets the night off.
Yeah, that's just it. Nothing major, no injuries. He's just got the night off.
Brown with a good fastball, deals in the first one at 95, right down the chute for a called strike, and we are underway. Good to have you with us for Yard Goats baseball. Brown 6'6", 225. From Normal in Illinois. The next one fouled first base side. No balls, 2 strikes. He pitched collegiately at Indiana. 3rd round pick of Colorado back in 2021. Power arm, big body, and kind of what you like in your starting pitcher. He throws a 4-seam fastball, slider, curveball, and a changeup in his repertoire. It's fouled straight back. King stays alive. Seaver, first round pick, number 7 overall prospect in the Nats system. He was drafted out of Wake Forest. Swings here and he chops one deep shortstop. And playing the hole by Jorge, and on a hop gets it to first base. Good stretch by Charlie Condon, and King is retired for the first out of the ball game. Right there for the first baseman to scoop it, Charlie Condon. Tonight's keys to the game are presented by West Hartford Law. Dan?
Well, the Yard Goats need to avoid those 2-out problems. The Senators scored all 5 of their runs last night after 2 were out. Maintained the tight defense. We said it's the best in the Eastern League, and the Yard Goats need to get hits with men on base.
Delano DeShields Jr. as he takes the pitch outside of the strike zone for ball 1. Now, Brown last worked on Thursday at Altoona, pitched 2 innings, gave up a run through 51 pitches, gave up 2 runs in the first inning with 2 outs. Misses to DeShields Jr., and it's 2-0. DeShields Jr. in the lineup. He did not play last night as he looks at a strike. Good-looking slider that time. The count goes to 2-1. Delano DeShields, Dan, his dad, the manager.
Yes, he is.
Family affair here in Harrisburg this season. The next one hit foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Delano Jr., a former first-round draft pick.
Yeah, and he got to the big leagues. He's 32 years old now. He was the 8th overall pick back in 2010 as he shoots a foul back and out of play, but he played some with the Texas Rangers and also with Cleveland. This is his first year at Harrisburg.
He was playing Mexican League baseball at one point.
Good to keep that dream alive, as they say, if you have a uniform on, you've got a chance. Swings here and connects to the heater at 95, and the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And it's got to be a thrill to be playing for your dad in professional baseball.
Brown making his 10th start, looking for his 4th win. Wow, just misses with a heater, with a slider. Good break. Let's take a look again, and just outside. Good frame job by Betancourt. It's filled 3-2. Good strikeout to walk ratio for Brown. And that is in there for a call, 3rd strike. Fastball low around the knees, and he gets the strikeout. DeShields Jr. goes down for Out number 2.
Well, that was a fastball. Did catch the lower portion of the zone. We told you that McCade Brown is a strikeout pitcher, averaging better than a strikeout per inning, and there's that strikeout.
15 walks, 43 strikeouts entering play today as Kevin Madej is the batter. Second baseman for the Sens. Swings here and hits one out to center field. It's Jared Thomas out there tonight. Cole Carey gets the evening off. He'll make the catch to end the inning. McCade Brown hurls a 1-2-3 first, and after 1/2 inning, Harrisburg nothing, and the Yard Goats coming up on Nessa. Well, back at Duncan Park, and a look at the Washington Nationals' top prospects. On the Senators team, Dan, it's mostly in the pitching department.
Well, 4 of them are in the starting lineup tonight, though. You've got Susanna on the mound, and then you've got King, Wallace, and Madej all in the infield. But, yes, they've got some prospects. You know, the Senators have been trying to help their big club, the Nationals. Nationals won the World Series in 2019, but it's been downhill since, and the franchise is trying to turn things around.
Well, back to pitch for the Yard Goats. McCade Brown, 3-2-9 games, a 4.01 earned run average. And Bossier attacks the first one. Shoots a heater, back and out of play for strike 1. Bossier, look at the numbers. 3rd-round pick out of the University of Arizona. He's 25 years old. Swings and misses. Out of the driver's seat, no balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, Brown is throwing in the mid-90s, and after seeing Susanna pitch, it looks as if he's throwing all changeups.
Right. He's got the one he wants from Betancourt, who's got the gear on tonight behind the plate. Stays alive as he gets a piece at 94.
I mean, Brown has a decent fastball, make no mistake about it. But when you see somebody who's consistently throwing over 100 miles per hour, what a difference.
It's up high in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This game 2 of 6 this week between the Rockies and Nationals affiliates. Harrisburg won 5-3 last night. Weak ground ball, first base, but foul. Goats were up 1-0. Then they were down 3-1. Came back and tied it. Ended up losing 5-3. Carlos De La Cruz, that go-ahead 2-run single in the 9th. Hartford just split 6 in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Looking to take advantage of some home cooking and a place that they have played well this season. Duncan Park overall 30-24 this season here in Hartford. It's fouled back, and it's 1-2. Goats tonight wearing the cream-colored tops. It's hometown jerseys, as they're called, with the script of the skyline of Hartford on the front in green. It's a little bit low, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes now to the Senators' DH.
Those are sharp-looking jerseys. Always have liked them.
Of course, the patented Kelly green, royal blue, the Yard Goats colors, down from the Whalers. Wow, just misses at 95. Brown thought that was strike 3. Came down to the base of the mound. Let's take a look again.
Well, Betancourt tried to frame it, Jeff. That was an inside pitch, according to TrackMan, but Betancourt does a good job of framing those pitches.
And now the payoff pitch is fouled straight back. Bossier able to get right back in the counts.
It's been a great at-bat for Bossier as he's running up the pitch count on McCade Brown.
Senators looking for their first base runner against the 24-year-old righty. Swing and a miss, strike 3, got with a slider at 87. Bossier strikes out. That's the second strikeout for McCade Brown. Good-looking pitch. Just look at that downward movement as it misses the barrel of the lefty swinger.
That was a 10-pitch at-bat, though, and sometimes you don't know what that takes out of a pitcher. So Bossier struck out. However, it was a 10-pitch AB, and now the tough Carlos De La Cruz.
Yeah, public enemy number 1, Dan, from last night's. He had the big hit, the go-ahead hit. The Goats had to face him in Reading the last couple of years. Now he's signed with the Nats and is in Harrisburg. 1 ball, 1 strike. McCade Brown from Normal, Oklahoma, which is the home to Illinois State University, about 125 miles southwest of Chicago. Was a walk-on in Indiana before starting for the Hoosiers. There's a swing and a miss. And a good-looking pitch, and it's 1-2.
Kind of a Shame that Philip Glasser isn't in the starting lineup for Harrisburg tonight, the league leader in hitting, because he also went to Indiana.
Could have had a battle, right?
Yep.
Pitcher versus hitter. We saw that last year with Sterling Thompson. He had a home run before him, a college teammate at Florida. There's a drive deep towards right. Montgomery heading back to the track at the fence. And it's off the fence. Heading to second base is De La Cruz. He'll hang out there with a one-out double.
Now that left his bat at 100 miles per hour. A fastball, upper portion of the zone. No way that Montgomery was going to catch it. He had to wait for it to come down. And it finally did. Those long legs by De La Cruz as he goes loping around the base paths, making the turn. And look at that wide turn that he made. Well, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, and that was not straight, but he had plenty of time for a two-bagger.
Sam Brown, 12th round pick originally by the Angels, now trying to make it with the Nats. He's up in an RBI spots. Sens get their first base runner. And a check swing appeal to third base. Paul Romer says he held up on the swing, and it's ball one.
Brown came up big in last night's game with an RBI double in that fourth inning uprising.
Yeah, he had 2 hits in the game. The game that season as an Angels prospect. He swings and misses the breaking pitch. Slow curve that time, evens the counter, one aside. He was with the Rocket City Trash Pandas, AA for the Angels, and now, after being acquired by the Nats, is in the Eastern League with Harrisburg. Takes that one inside. Tad low, and the count goes to 2-1. Harrisburg 3.5 games back, and the second half standings. Trying to make a run at Altoona. Ground ball hit towards that left side. It's going to get through between Jorge and Carreras. It goes in the outfield for it. Played in short left by Wimmer. And Sam Brown with a single. And now runners at the corners with one out.
Well, Brown actually chopped down on that pitch. That was high and tight, and somehow he managed to find the hole on the left side and delivers that single. De La Cruz had a notion about scampering back, but then made it to third base. So Brown in a bit of a mess here.
Jonah Ronho is the hitter. Ronho is the first baseman. Comes in .232 batting average, 3 homers, 28 runs batted in. Infield stays back up the middle at double play depth. And that's up high for ball one. No scores we play here in the second, but Harrisburg is threatening. Breaking pitch. That's a good-looking pitch. It evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ronho, third-round pick of Cleveland originally, a high school pick from California. He's 24 years old. Been in Harrisburg all season. Takes that one in the dirt. Betancourt with a good block. He becomes a wall back there. Gets that glove to the ground. It was a breaking pitch, and it's 2-1. Brown was the winning pitcher in 3 of 5 starts. July 9th at Portland, June 18th in Reading, and then on the 26th against New Hampshire. It's up high in the count, 3-1. Dan, his best month was June. He had a really good June, 2-0. In 4 starts, a 1.47 earned run average. Trying to work out of a first and third situation with 1 out. That's it, foul back towards the second deck above us, and we'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Now the runner at first base, Sam Brown, is not a threat to steal. His manager, who is the first base coach, Delino DeShields, just said something to him. So on the payoff pitch with 1 out, he might be on the move.
Rondez edges lead off that bag. Condon holds him closely. Runner does go, and the pitch is spoiled foul. Well, Brown came back with a 3-2 fastball.
Well, perhaps thinking that there might be something on here with Brown running on the 3-2 pitch with 1 out. But Brown's throwing a lot of pitches here in this inning. So far, he has thrown 24 pitches after a 13-pitch first inning.
And Danny just threw 51 his last start. They've really been watching that pitch count closely. Again, he missed all the 2023 season with Tommy John surgery. Runner goes again. The 3-2 is again hit foul out of play. So folks do know that Sam Brown is often moving on this 3-2 pitch with one out.
Yes, and remember what set the tone to this entire inning. It was the leadoff batter who struck out. Bossier with a 10-pitch at-bat. He struck out, but that was a lot of pitches thrown by Brown to one batter. And this is another lengthy at-bat, the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up here.
Runner is off, the 3-2. Another foul ball. Brown, after being drafted, pitched 4 games in 2021, 18 more in 2022 before going down with an elbow injury. And then he missed all the 23 season. Struggled to stay healthy last year. Pitched just 23 innings, but had a good offseason, good winter, and even threw some in the Arizona Fall League and ready to go here in 2025. Runner does not go. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Brown gets him with a heater. Strikes him out, puts a fastball by the 7-hole hitter, Jonah Ronho, and that's his 3rd strikeout victim. That's a big out. It's out number 2. How about the runner Brown bluffing and not going, Dan?
Well, that's the 3rd straight time he did that. DeShields had said something to him, and apparently it was don't go anymore on the 3-2 pitch. But from the standpoint of Harrisburg, that's 2 batters who have struck out, each batter with 10-pitch at-bats.
Caden Wallace is the hitter. Swings and pops one foul. First base side. Charlie Condon over in enemy territory by the opposing dugout. Makes the catch to end the inning. McCade Brown pitches into and out of trouble. Sends leave 2 in the 2nd. We are scoreless.
Hey,
Well, always something going on at Duncan Park in downtown Hartford, and tonight it was Italian Heritage Night, Dan. Some pregame entertainment.
Music, dancers in the outfield, just a great night saluting Italian heritage here at Duncan Park.
And delicious pasta, I might add, in the press box.
Yes.
9-1-2 as the catcher Matt Suggs is in. Up against McCade Brown, a scoreless ball game. Like a couple of heavyweights. McCade Brown for the Yard Goats and Jalen Susana for the Senators. That's in there for a strike. Evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike.
McCade Brown needs a fast inning.
Yep.
He threw 29 pitches in that 2nd inning, Jeff.
That's outside. Missed with a slider. The count goes to 2-1. Suggs did not play last night. Signed by the Nats as a non-drafted free agent out of the University of North Carolina. That's in for a strike. Good-looking slider that time gets the zone of Daniel By the Way, the home plate umpire, and the count's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Suggs split the season between Class A Wilmington and Harrisburg this season. Trying to get aboard for the top of the lineup, Seaver King. Big prospect waiting on deck. That's just outside. Try to get him to chase and extend the zone, but the catcher lays off as he just stares at that fastball at 95 that's ruled the ball.
Well, he's showing a lot of discipline.
Now the 3-2. Swung on ground ball by the first baseman Condon. That's out of right field, maybe for extra base, as Montgomery will pick it out of the corner. Suggs on his way to second base. He's in standing with a leadoff double. It's a nice hit by the 9-hole hitter.
Great at-bat. You know, these Senators hitters have been showing patience the first time through the batting order. That was a pitch, a fastball, outer portion of the zone, and Suggs went with it to the opposite field and gets himself a double after working the count to 3-2. So the at-bats the first time through the order for the Senators have been excellent. Now they had runners at first and second in that 2nd inning and failed to cash in. We'll see if they cash in this time.
Receiver King is the hitter. He grounded a shortstop back in the first inning. Swing and a foul at home plate for strike one. Senators looking to make it 3 straight in the win column. Harrisburg had a dramatic 3-1 walk-off win Sunday against Portland. And we told you earlier, they do have some of the Nationals' top 30 prospects. You look at the makeup of the roster, 17 of the 28 players drafted or signed by Washington. They've got 4 players via trade, 4 free agents, and 3 Rule 5 picks. Ground ball out to second. Riggio scoops it off the dirt. He throws out King for out number 1 on the play. Suggs advances 90 feet. He goes from second to third.
Well, let's see what happens now as Riggio handles that play, because the Yard Goats are going to bring the infield in here. Runs were at a premium last night, and runs might be at a premium again tonight. Remember, Harrisburg has one of the best pitching staffs in the league, and you've got Susanna on the mound. So they're playing right here to cut off that run.
Delano DeShields Jr. struck out his only time and takes the curveball high for ball 1. Sens looking for their 6th win in 7 games. They had a 6-game skid late June into July, but they have restored order. Won 5 of the next 7, and they're going through a pretty good stretch right now. That's in for a strike. Slider gets the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, they've been horrible on the road.
They have.
Particularly in this second half. Their win last night, only their 6th win on the road against 13 losses.
It's trying to take advantage of the home cooking. That's up high. The count goes to 2-1. You look back on that last road trip for Hartford. They split 6 against the Pirates affiliate in Altoona. 4 of the first 5 games were decided by 1 run, and then there were the 2 extra inning games. Swing and a miss. Looking breaking pitch again to even the counts.
Well, this turns out once again to be an important game for both teams, as we've been talking about, Jeff. But Somerset has already won its game in Portland tonight, 6-3.
Somerset with a 1.5 game lead on Hartford. Swing and a miss, strike 3. McCade Brown turns the light off on DeShields Jr. and he picks up the strikeout. That's his 4th.
Well, that was some good pitching as he got DeShields Jr. to chase a pitch. He wasn't going to come in and throw one right over the plate, and it pays off for Brown.
Now Kevin McCade, the hitter, he flied to center back in the first inning. It's up high for ball 1. Brown trying to strand another man in scoring position. He pitched away from a 1st and 3rd situation in the 2nd inning. He's 6'6", 225, Illinois native. It's low. 2 balls, no strikes. He signed for slot value, just under $1 million. Not bad for after just being a walk-on at Indiana. Through just 67 in the 3rd innings, though, in college, he did throw a no-hitter against Penn State. That's outside. A high throw down to third base is going to sail into the outfield. In from third comes Suggs. And a throwing error by Brian Betancourt, and a gift-wrap run for Harrisburg. It's 1-0 Senators.
Well, the Senators are not known for their speed, but Suggs certainly made this entire inning dancing off of third base following his double. And he entices Betancourt to try and nail him at third. And Bryant pays the price as Suggs scores the 1st run on the throwing error.
3-0. In for a strike, and it's 3-1. Swing and a miss. Day in the 3-hole for Delano DeShields, managing the Harrisburg Senators here in 2025. Swing and a miss. So Brown strikes out Madej, his 5th punch out in 3 innings, but a gift wrap run for Harrisburg. They had him running a throwing error by Bryant. Up to the top of the 4th inning we go, and back to pitch for the Yard Goats is McCade Brown. And to tell you about it, my broadcast partner, Dan Lavallo. Dan?
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. Brandon Bossier swings and misses. Strike two. No balls, 2 strikes the count. 1-1 tie. Bossier had a 10-pitch at-bat in the second inning before striking out. There's a look at Brown, whose pitch count is up to 63. Might be getting some stirring in that Hartford bullpen. Jeff told you he didn't go long in his last start because they're really managing his pitch count. That's a ball, 1-2. He's just a year and change removed from Tommy John surgery. 1-2 pitch. That misses for a ball, 2-2.
Pitching dominated game so far, Dan.
Well, and we saw that last night. It was really dominant game pitching-wise. There's a swing and a miss and a changeup curve. Strike 3, the 6th strikeout and 3rd straight for Brown. Well, we said at the top, Jeff, both these pitchers average better than a strikeout per inning. And here comes Bobby Meacham. Brown doesn't want to come out. Look at him. He goes, "What are you doing?" But Bobby's got to monitor that pitch count closely. You can understand what he's doing. And when Bobby comes, it's usually with a hook, and he motions to the bullpen. So, a nice job by McCade Brown. He had thrown enough at 66. Bobby saying, "Nice job, McCade, but I've got to take you out." Pitching change at Duncan Park. We'll be back to tell you all about it in just a moment. The Yard Goats baseball on Nesser.